Yo, what's going on, YouTube? So we're here in Flagstaff, Arizona, at a truck stop, Little America. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So tonight, what I want to talk about is going to be your PSD phase for Prime and how I went through it. Doesn't mean everyone's gonna go through the same experience I did, but hold on. So the way it worked for me. So after I was done with orientation, the following week, midweek, my PSD trainer picked me up from Salt Lake Terminal, and we took our first load up to North Utah. It was about a 2-hour drive. It was nothing crazy, and it was about a 2-hour drive. Spent the night, and then went back to Salt Lake Terminal. We did some backing practice on the pad while we waited for our next load. Did pretty good with the backing. Kind of came to me pretty easily, just for the fact that I used to drive a little trailer for work. Nothing this big, but just a little guy. So I kind of understood the concept of which way to turn the steering wheel. But anyways, as we were doing the backing, we ended up getting a load. We shot out to Texas, went through Wyoming, Colorado, down the 23 into Texas, picked up a load there. And I felt that I was comfortable in the truck halfway to Texas. The first load up to northern Utah, I was pretty sketched out, but after a little while in the driver's seat, I felt pretty comfortable. So we went from Texas down to or up to Illinois, and then we went into Missouri after that. Got a couple other loads. So I got about, 4 or 5 loads under my belt in PSD. My trainer and I felt that I was ready to take the test. We got to Springfield, Missouri. I think it was the Tuesday or Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So they weren't able to test us out due to Thanksgiving until Sunday after Thanksgiving. So we just practiced for the whole week on the pad with the backing and the pre-trips, and pretty much had everything down. I was pretty confident. The road test I had down pretty much as far as like maneuvering the truck, which lanes to be in when you're driving on the road, which turning lane to be in. So Sunday came around and I trifected first thing in the morning. So I was pretty stoked on that. My trainer is super happy with that. So for me, I was only out in PSD training for a week. Hold on, I got a text message. Sorry, guys. I was only in training for a week on PSD, about a week and a half. And then after I got my license, I headed back to California to go get my license all done up for California. So basically in the PSD, they have DOT inspectors that grade you, and if you pass, they give you a slip, a paper, take back to your home state and give it to your home state for them to finalize your license. But I've heard of stories of people being PSD for 3 or 4 days. Some people are in PSD for 3 or 4 weeks. It all depends on how you do in PSD and how well you feel like you're going to pass the test in your trainer. If you trifecta as a PSD student, they give you a bonus. So that's pretty cool. Your trainers don't want to look bad, so they don't want you testing out until they feel comfortable that you're, gonna at least trifecta. Which a trifecta is basically passing your pre-trip, and then once you pass your pre-trip, you pass your backing, and then once you pass your backing, then you pass your road test. From what I know, now don't quote me on this, I'm not 100% sure, but trifecta just basically means you passed all 3 of your tests in your first try. So you could do all 3 of them in one day and pass, and it's a trifecta. You could do one day, do the one the next day and the one the following day. As long as you pass them all in your first try, it's still considered a trifecta, I believe. You can go a couple days in between each test. I heard of a gal in Salt Lake City that actually took a couple weeks in between the pre-trip and the backing, I believe it was, or is it in between the backing and the road test? I can't remember exactly what, but she wanted to make sure she passed all of them on her first try. So that was good for her. She trifected. That was awesome. Here at Prime, as a PSD student, trifecta is like the big thing that you want to get, and that the company wants you to get. It looks good on them that all their students are passing on their first time, and then it's bragging rights, I guess. So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, PSD is basically as soon as orientation is over. Some people leave the day of that orientation's done. Some people have to wait, a couple days. Some people have to wait maybe a week. They try to get you a PSD trainer as soon as possible. And then they have their own little algorithm during orientation that you go on the computer and type in, like, what you're looking for, what kind of person you are, and then all the PSD trainers and TNT trainers also fill them out, and then they try to best match you up. Because remember, you're in this small space with 2 people. It's probably just as big as a prison cell, you know what I mean? But you get to leave. It's not like prison, but it's small, so you got to kind of get along with the people that you're co-driving with. So, but yeah, that's basically it with PSD. There are some people that come out here and don't take it too serious, and they kind of like think it's a vacation, or they aren't taking it so serious, so they don't get it on their first try. And there's some people just can't comprehend it, and it's hard for them, and then I understand that. But I mean, if you guys are going to come here to Prime, I would suggest being super serious about this career. It's not just fun and games, it's also a job, so take it seriously. But yeah, again, I'm going to recommend Prime. I think everyone should come to Prime. PSD phase for me is over. I'm now in TNT. I probably got about 2,000 miles or so out of the 50,000 that I need to do. That'd be for the next video. I'll do a couple videos during TNT just because it's going to take probably about 2.5-3 months. But yeah, if you guys like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, post some comments on what kind of content you guys want to see, and I'll try to get it out. Again, I'm brand new to the YouTube, so bear with me. I know my videos are probably a little rough, but bear with me for the beginning. And then if you guys do subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell. Alright guys, you guys be safe out there, and we'll catch you next time. Later.